A neighbor cut down 2 of my trees. What should I look for in a lawyer? I live in an older neighborhood in a small town an hour away from Nashville. The cost of living in Nashville has shot up, as well as property values, and some people have begun to move into our sleepy little town to get more out of their dollar. A newish neighbor is an aspiring country singer, lives in their own world, and seems to have a lot of money. This crudely drawn map shows the proximity of our 2 houses. The future Johnny Cash recently built a front porch that includes a fireplace, hanging lights, and the whole shebang. Johnny's only source of hurt is that I had 2 old oak trees that cast his deck in shade during the prime hours. The map isn't aligned properly. He asked me to cut them down before, even offering to pay, but I did not comply. When I returned from vacation last week, I came home to 2 tree stumps, mashed up grass, and a letter telling me to expect a Venmo payment for $2,000. I know that trees are well loved around here, but I don't think that this information is common knowledge to all lawyers. What should I bring up when I meet with a legal representative to explore my punitive retribution? Relevant comments. Diablo con queso. In addition to seeking an attorney that is somewhat familiar with tree law, you should also get an arborist out to your property to give you a proper estimate on what those trees were worth. I assure you, we are all anxiously awaiting how many zeros are in the estimate that the arborist gives you, so you must promise frequent update posts. Dex Fulco. I just want to say, LA gets excited about tree law posts because it can amount to very substantial amounts, but that doesn't mean every case will lead to such large amounts. From some of the updates and stories I've read, most times the number doesn't reach 6 figures. Only in specific conditions does it go that high, but an arborist is definitely the place to start to get an estimate. Just_penguin. Don't accept the Venmo payment. Seems like it could be further proof that your neighbor did this on purpose and without being asked. Dudros. Tree owner rights and responsibilities. Landowners' tree rights limit nuisance claims and trespass regarding cutting, trimming, or removing trees that extend beyond property boundaries, especially abutting easements for streets and utility lines. According to the Trespass Law, 10. Code Ann. Section 39-14-405, 2014, others are not allowed to harm a landowner's trees. Persons cutting, removing, or otherwise harming a tree can be liable for double or triple the value of the tree if the trespass is upheld. As in the case of Jack Jones v. Melvin Johnson, Johnson trespassed onto Jones's property and made several deep chainsaw cuts into a large black walnut tree, killing it. Jones had to pay to have the tree removed, and the court awarded Jones more than 5 times the amount he had to pay to have it removed. Jones v. Johnson, M 2002-01286, COA, R3, CV, Lexus 423, 10. CT. App. June 4, 2003. Update 1. A lot has happened in the past 15 days. I wanted to provide a brief update, but it will be out of order. Thank you for all of the great advice. Sorry I was unable to comment in the original thread, but I am grateful for everything. The first thing I did was delete Venmo, scan and back up the letters left in my mailbox, the ones offering to pay for the trees being cut down, and the one offering $2,000, and called for someone from my local town to come and evaluate that the tree stumps were indeed on my land. But before the land evaluation, I wanted to write a quick gospel in praise of my lawyer. I drove down to the big city of Nashville and met with some real mean SOB. I gave him a quick rundown of what happened, and he literally quoted the helpful comment made by you/Dudros about harming landowners' trees. He told me that we should wait to file criminal charges until the stumps were without question on my land. So I had a town surveyor visit, and this is where the story gets good. While he was out making his observations, my neighbor came out and wanted to know when I would be taking the payments. I curtly said I wasn't yet ready to accept it, and he got mad, accusing me of being a shitty neighbor and not wanting to help his home. He then insisted that he had the right to cut down the trees, to which the surveyor confirmed my suspicions and told us no, the stumps were actually on my land. He could have trimmed branches if they were too long, but not cut the lumber down. He left in a huff. So now I am waiting for Wednesday, when the certified arborist will visit and tell me the tree value. Thanks again for your help. Final update, Payday Edition. Sorry for the delay, but that will be explained at the bottom. The arborist came out this past Wednesday. Prior to this meeting, and this whole mess, I had taken trees for granted. I simply assumed that you would plant a seed, they would grow, You'd cut them down, make shit, and the process would repeat. But no, I was informed by this mystic man of nature. Trees are far more complex. They take years to root. Some trees need more dirt and ground to establish themselves. Some are more valuable in certain areas, with historical roots to the area. Some are incapable of growing in neighborhoods if infrastructure has since been built. And some trees produce different, veneer-quality logs. White oak trees, or Quercus alba, is apparently one such tree that is highly sought after for veneer-quality logs. They're used for furniture, for banjos here in the South, for all sorts of woodcraft. And, as the magical treeman told me, they're damn tough to grow in neighborhoods. Their roots don't let them grow in neighborhoods, and they shy from urban pollution. His point is that if you had 2 white oak trees of veneer quality cut down from your front yard, that they'd be irreplaceable. New ones could never regrow to that 100-year-old size ever again. Because of that, Treeman, God of Dollars, stated that $1,000 per year, per tree, is a base compensation. Sorry for the delay. My lawyer has been smelling blood in the water and wanted to ensure whatever I posted wouldn't put our $200,000 tree case in jeopardy, and wanted to go over it first. TLDR, don't cut down white oaks in the birthplace of old hickory, or else. 1 year later update. I came to our legal advice a year ago, after my aspiring country singer neighbor decided to have trees cut down in my yard to expose his porch to sunlight. An arborist came out and priced the trees to have a combined worth of $200,000. I settled for $190,000 in cash, paid for by his daddy out in LA, where I assumed he has moved back to, and wanted to share the good news with my friends over here in Reddit. I walk away with some nice spending change, my lawyer with an enjoyable payday, and with my yard sporting 2 new saplings. My lawyer contemplated going after the landscaping company, but a quick subpoena led us to realizing that we would be lucky to be earning any wage garnishes whatsoever. So, oh well, just do your homework next time.